Hello friends, in this lecture we see switch statement. First, before going to explanation, first we will see the syntax of switch statement. So in the small letters, in the lowercase letters, you need to write a switch, and in the parenthesis we have to write an expression, or we can write it, we can call it as a condition. Okay, this condition is not actually like our previous if statement condition, or if else statement condition, or if nested if else condition, or else if ladder or cascaded if statement condition, because those all conditions were giving us the result in terms of either true or false. So the condition's result was in either true or false. Based on that one, we if we wanted to execute the condition, we executed, or else we skipped the if we wanted to execute the statements, we executed the statements, or else we skipped the statements. But now here, this is not actually condition which gives us the result in terms of either true or false. So this is not relational expression or logical expression. This is somewhat different. So it is just it is one expression. Okay, so but the previous conditions, so whatever we have seen till now, those all conditions are relational expression or logical expression. Okay, but this condition is not relational expression or logical expression. This is simply one expression. Okay, then after opening this switch statement, there are n number of cases will be there. CASC and SWITCH, these switch, case, break, these all things are keywords. Okay, what we already studied in first module. So here also in small letter or lowercase letter we have to write a case 1 and block 1. Block 1 is nothing but set of statements will be present in this block, and after execution of these all statements, break will be there. It means that its execution will be stopped there only, it will not go to case 2 or case 3. So after this break, it will directly come to closing brace of this switch statement, and then it continues its execution. Okay, so here case 1 is nothing but case 1 or case 2, case 3, these all cases are depending on the condition or expression which you have mentioned in switch statement. So based on the value of this expression or condition, particular or respective case will be executed, and the after the execution of that case, the control comes out of that switch statement. Okay, so if you enter the condition or expression which is related to case 1, only block 1 will be executed and break will be executed. Directly control comes to out of the switch statement. If you enter the condition or expression which is associated with case 2, then directly control jumps to case 2 instead of case 1. Okay, directly it jumps to case 2 and it executes the block 2 and break, and jumps to end of the switch statement. If you enter the condition or expression which is related or associated with case 3, so control will not go to case 1 also, control will not go to case 2 also, directly it comes to case 3 and it executes block 3 and break, then come out of the switch statement. Like this, the only one case will be executed. That case will be executed completely depends on the value of expression or condition. Okay, if any one of these cases are not satisfied that condition, then at last default case will be executed. This default default is also one keyword. Default case block, default block will be there, and that set of statement will be executed. After the break, again it will control will come to end of the switch statement. So syntax is like this, and now we will see the flowchart. See here if a condition is there in a diamond, if this condition, based on the value of this condition, whether it is a case 1 or case 2, case 3 or case n, if it is related to case 1, only block 1 will be executed. If it is related to case 2, block 1 will not be executed, block 2 will be executed. And if case 3 is associated with that condition, then case 1 and case 2, or else block 1 or block 2 will not be executed, only block 3 will be executed. After its execution, control comes out of the switch statement. Like this, keep on it is executing and checking the cases, and any one case will be true. If any of these cases are not satisfied that condition, or they are not true, then last default case will be executed. In the default case, default block will be there, and that block will be executed, and break will be executed, and control comes out of the switch statement. See, switch statement is a multi-way branching statement. It means that there may be any number of set of blocks or set of statements. So it is not one way statement like if statement. In if statement there was only one set of statements were there, it means there was only one block of statement were there. And two-way selection, two-way selection means there were two sets of statements or two blocks of statements were there. We will execute any one of those blocks based on the result of condition true or false. That is the best example is if else statement. Like this switch statement is also multi-way branching. It means that there may be any number of blocks of statements, so there are multiple cases also. Every case has its own block of statements to be executed, and before switching to a particular case, a condition is tested. The condition is an expression, please remember this one. This condition is not a relational expression or logical expression which always gives us either true or false result. This expression is just as any other expression. Switch, case, break and default are keywords. If the result of condition 1 is if the result of condition is 1, then case 1 is executed. If the result of condition is 2, then case 2 is executed, and so on. If any one of these cases does not satisfy the condition, then the default case will be executed. In nested if statement, each and every condition must be tested before the control comes out of the nested if statement. There we tested two conditions, condition 1 and condition 2. You just recall the nested if statement. In a switch statement, control comes to only one particular case and executes the block of statements. After executing a particular case, the control comes out of that body of a switch statement. Therefore, switch statement is more efficient than nested if and cascaded if statement. Okay, so here best example is that is to find out area of a geometrical figure. There are many number of geometrical figures are there, like square, rectangle and triangle and circle, etc, etc. So which geometrical shapes area you want to find out, you should specify, and that specified expression only is nothing but here condition. Okay, hash include stdio.h int figure code or figure number also you can write here. Okay, the float, area, radius, length, breadth, height, base, side. Why I have taken these many number of variables here? One integer variable I want, because you have to enter your option like 1 2 3 or 4. Okay, to select the whether you want to find out rectangle, triangle or circle or square. And again I want many number of variables as float, because the area may be in terms of floating point values. So better I will take these all variables in terms of float only. So first is area. I may find out area of circle, area of triangle, area of rectangle, area of square. So only one variable I have taken, that is area. And then radius. Radius, why I want radius? To find out area of circle I want radius. And length, breadth, why I want length and breadth? I want to calculate if I want to calculate area of rectangle, then I want these two variables, length and breadth. And height, why I want height? If I want to calculate area of a triangle, then I want this height. Then I want base also, and I want side also. So I want base and height to calculate triangle, and I want side to calculate the area of square. Okay, so these all whatever the required variables were there, I declared here. So then we will go to next part, that is a main function. Open the main function. Here printf dash 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 slash n I have written, and printf 1 circle, printf 2 rectangle slash n. Okay, then the printf 3 triangle, and printf 4 as a square, and printf dash dash dash. What it means, these all statements, 6 printf statements will display one menu on our monitor screen. Among these menu, any one option you have to enter. Okay, please printf enter the figure code or figure number. It may be in terms of 1 2 3 4. Okay, because of this figure code only I used figure code as int data type in a declaration part. Okay, scanf %d ampersand figure code. And now important point starts here, that is switch. Here condition or expression is figure code. Directly the user may enter either 1 2 3 or 4, and if he enters 1, the control goes to case 1, and it executes these many number of statements there. Printf enter the radius, scanf percentage of read the radius value, and calculate the area of triangle, sorry, area of circle, that is 3.142 into radius semicolon. Then printf print that area on monitor screen. Area of circle is equal to percentage of is nothing but value of area. And break, it means that your work is done, so you are going to break the execution here. Okay, this is when after this break, control will not go to case 2, case 3 or case 4. Directly it will comes out of the switch statement, because already case 1 is satisfied that condition, because user has entered the option as 1. Okay, instead of 1, if user has entered the option number 2, then case 1 completely will be skipped. Directly control will come to case 2, and it will execute these many number of statements there. In these many number of statements, you are going to calculate the area of rectangle. So for rectangle, you have to enter the length and breadth value and calculate the area and print the area and break, and then come out of the switch statement. And third option, if user has entered, then case 1 will not be executed, case 2 will not be executed. Directly case 3 will be executed by the compiler. Control comes to case 3 directly, and it executes this set of statements or block 3. That is block 3 is n number of statements are here. They enter base and height, and read the value of base and height. Area is equal to 1 by 2 into base into height, and print that area on your monitor screen. Break, after break, control comes out of the switch statement. Okay, so case 4, printf enter the side, so scanf enter the side as ampersand side, and area is equal to side into side. Printf area, and area of square is equal to percentage of, here percentage of is nothing but area. Break. Then last default is there. If case 1 is not satisfied with condition, case 2 is not satisfied, case 3 is not satisfied, case 4 is also not satisfied, then obviously last case will be true, so that case will be default case. If any one of these cases are not satisfied, it means that user is not finding area of rectangle, triangle, circle, and square. He is trying to find out area of something else, then these all 4 cases will not be satisfied. Then it means that if user does not enter 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 as option, if he enters as 5 or 6 or some any other number, then directly default case will be executed. In default case, a default block has 2 statements. One is printf statement, that is invalid figure code will be displayed on your monitor screen, and then break is there. After break, you close the switch statement and come out of the switch statement and close the main function. This is how we can use the switch statement. Here I have written the output of this program. This is a menu, and 1 2 3 4. Among this menu, enter the figure code will be asked to you by the computer, and you can enter either 1 2 3 or 4. Here I have entered 1, so it will ask enter the radius value is 3, and you have calculated area, and that calculated area you are displaying on monitor screen as 28.278000. okay, then run 2. Once again, if you execute this program, it is called as run 2. At that time, once again, this menu will be displayed on monitor screen, and this time you are entering the case number 5. This time, since there is no any option like 5 in menu, and there is no any case number 5, then the default case will be executed. So it is displaying the message as enter the figure code 5, invalid figure code. Similarly, with this switch statement, one more important program you can solve, that is a simple calculator program. Hash include stdio.h, float a b result, only 3 variables I want, and keep it in your mind, I have written these all variables as float. I declared these variables as float because my result may come in terms of floating point value. Okay, so one more variable I want, that is char operator. So this is useful when we want to enter the expression of a switch statement. Okay, so I used char operator. It means this is used by the programmer, whether that programmer wants to add two numbers or subtract two numbers, or he want to multiply two numbers, or he wants to divide two numbers. So based on his input, it may be plus, minus, star, or slash. Based on his input, this value will be to take his input value, we have taken the operator. It may be any arithmetic operator, plus, minus, star, slash. Okay, so open the main function, enter the expression. That expression is like this: percentage f, percentage c, percentage f. Here percentage f is nothing but value of a, and percentage c is nothing but char data type is there, so it is a ampersand operator, and format specifier is also percentage c. Okay, and one more percentage f is there, that percentage f is nothing but value of percentage b, no, sorry, ampersand b. In address of a, one value whatever the programmer enters, that value will be stored, and in address of operator, whatever the operator that user or programmer is entering, it will be stored. And remember, this plus, minus, star, slash are character type of data, so I declared that operator as char. So here user is reading that operator as percentage c. Okay, and where this percentage c value is going to be stored in address of operator. Because of that only I have written there ampersand operator, and after that whatever the value will be entered by the user for b value, it will be stored in the address of b. Because of that only I written it as ampersand b. Next is very important, that is switch statement. Switch operator we have to write here, that is the expression. Okay, the operator value, possible values of operators are plus, minus, star, or slash. So if the user enters a plus, then case plus will be executed. So since it is a plus, minus, star, slashes are characters, I have enclosed them in a single quote here. Case plus, in case plus, two sets of program statements are there. It means in this block two statements are there, that is the result is equal to a plus b, and whatever the sum will come, it will be assigned to the variable result, and break statement will be executed, and control will not go to case minus, case star, and case star slash, because programmer has entered his option as plus. Okay, then directly program control comes out of switch statement switch statement. Okay, which is in the next page here. Okay, then suppose if that programmer has entered his input of operator as minus, so case plus completely skipped, and directly case minus will be executed. The result is equal to a minus b will be calculated, and break. Okay, control comes out of the switch statement. If user has not entered plus also, minus also, suppose if user has entered his input operator as star, then case star will be executed, that is the result is equal to a into b will be calculated, and the a into b value will be stored in the variable result. Then break will be executed, control comes out of the switch statement. Case slash, it means that if a programmer has entered slash as operator, he has not entered plus, minus or star also, it means that he wants to divide two numbers. Then one condition we have to check here, if b is not equal to 0, then only we can calculate the result as a divided by b. If b value is 0, then we have to print one error message, that is error given number cannot be divided by 0. Okay, so here I have written that condition as if b is not equal to 0, then result can be calculated. Else means what? If b is equal to 0, then we have to print one error message, given number cannot be divided by 0. Then break will be executed, then the default case will be will not be executed. When default case will be executed, if a programmer has not entered his input operator as plus, minus, star, slash. If he has entered something else, any other operator other than these plus, minus, star and slash, then default case will be executed, and these two these two statements will be executed. Printf, it will display invalid operator. Then break, then it comes out of the switch statement. Out of the switch statement, one more printf statement is there, which is very very important to display the result, because in switch statement, in all cases, the compiler or programmer has just calculated the value of result, but he has not displayed that result on monitor screen. Now he will do that work here. Printf %f %c %f equal to %f slash n. It means cursor may go to next line. Okay, so here first %f is nothing but value of a, second percentage c is nothing but value of operator, and percentage f is nothing but value of b, equal to one more percentage f is there. This percentage f is nothing but the value of result. So totally four variables are there: a, operator, b, result. Okay, so four format specifiers are there in this printf statement. First format specifier is a percentage f, whose value is a. Second is format specifier is a percentage c, whose value is operator, and third format specifier is percentage f, whose value is b, and one more percentage f is there, whose value is result. Then close the main function. In next class we will see some ternary operator or conditional operator.